Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. I want to apologize for the frequency that these videos have been coming out lately. I've had a really stressful time recently, but hopefully all of that is behind me. I won't go into it too much, but we're on the upswing. We're on the upswing. We are going to be playing Sergeant Hammer today. I'm not too veteran with Sergeant Hammer at all. I believe she's sitting at level 7, and that is since the beta wipe or the alpha wipe or whenever that happened. So really not a lot of time put into her at all in the past 6 months. That being said, there was a patch for Sergeant Hammer that just reverted all of the nerfs that happened to her. Basically, they cut her health in half previously, and they reduced her damage a bit. They basically gave her all of that back. So she seems like she's going to be a viable choice again. And she has this brand new skin, so we might as well jump into a game with her anyway. Oh, that's weird in French. Okay. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the battlefield of eternity. This is the one with the two gigantic immortals in the middle, and not the one with the shrines, just in case you're a little confused. I'm going to blindly follow the #1 win rate build for Sergeant Hammer right now, according to HoTs logs. It's at 71.3% win rate, so hopefully we can ruin that today. Alright, we're going to go with Regeneration Master at level 1. This is going to increase our health regen whenever we pick up health globes. Seems like a weird talent to pick up on Sergeant Hammer, but I'm going to save my judgments until the end. You know, maybe I'll learn to love it. We're just going to siege up right here and deal some damage to the enemy monk. Because I'm in siege mode, I'm just going to go ahead and lay down some mines as well. Now that the team is moving up, we will be moving up. So if you've never seen Sergeant Hammer before, she is a siege tank. Her Q ability is the spider mines, which look pretty cool right now. We're going to have a hard time versus Jaina, so we are going to have to worry about our positioning a bit. Our W ability is Concussive Blast. This is a knockback and a cone around us. And then our E ability is the siege mode, which allows us to get in and out of siege mode. So basically we press it, we go into tank mode, we press it again, we go into siege mode. This used to have a 5-second cooldown in between stances. Now it has a 2-second cooldown, which makes it a lot better, and I mean a lot better. Basically allowing you to reposition constantly rather than once every 10 seconds. Really good. Especially on maps that require a lot of movement like this one is going to. I'm trying to hold my ground. I'm using the spider mines every time they're off cooldown, just trying to reinforce what I have here. Now Jaina technically can come in with the blizzard and probably kill all of this in just a moment, but you can see how they're zoned back just because I'm here, just because I'm in the area. And we have Uther by our side who's going to be able to keep us pretty healthy. So every time they walk into my circle of light, we're going to kill them, my blue circle. There was a funny image made a while ago, I believe it was back in the alpha, when Uther and Sergeant Hammer were just the top of the top tier. And it was Uther standing next to Sergeant Hammer, and he said, "Anything the light touches is our kingdom." And every time I play every time I play Sergeant Hammer, I think about that. Sonya was getting engaged on by Muradin there. Not too much I can do. We can lay down some mines here and just continue to trade with them. Now that we're pretty low on health, I will be disengaging. We do have a mount ability. We do not have a traditional mount. The mount ability allows us to use our thrusters to disengage from combat. So the enemy team has an Abathur that's going to be doing a lot of work for them. We're going to try to stay safe. Just going to reposition here. We are going to be stunned, unfortunately. Luckily, the spider mines didn't quite go for me there. Going to be kind of weird getting used to sieging up versus, you know, this weird immortal guy, considering he can stun me whenever he wants to. I was trying to help our Sonya get away. We might be able to secure the kill. Thrall coming in is going to make that happen. At level 4, we are going to be going with... okay, HoTs, you're showing me a thing that's not there. What am I supposed to get? Guide me, senpai. Maelstrom shells? Okay, so increases basic attack range, which increases our siege mode range as well, I think, maybe. Maybe it's when we're out of tank. Which seems like it's going to be a good talent for this particular map, just because we are going to have to move so much out of these ground effects. Not going to push back Muradin or anything. Our Zagara going the wrong way, though, is likely going to be taken down. And I'm just going to, you know, walk up and poke at these guys. Not going to commit with siege mode or anything. And once the monk dashes in, I am going to use my concussive blast. We're just kind of trickling into this now, though. Not a really good idea. I have been engaged on, and Muradin opened up with his stun, which did quite a bit of damage. But you know what? We have this guy pushing top lane. We did miss the 2 regen orbs in the middle, which is a bit of a problem. That's going to impede our health regen throughout the course of the game. And really, this Immortal is not going to do very much. That's one thing I don't really like about the new maps now that I've played them for a few weeks. You fight so hard for these beginning objectives. And I mean, this is the part of the game where when you kill someone, they're going to respawn and be back fighting within like 15 seconds, you know, from the time it takes them to respawn to the time it takes them to walk back. I mean, we're talking like a 15-second cooldown. So even if we take someone out of the fight, even if we get a penta, we're still at risk of losing this first objective pretty easily. I mean, you really do have to work for it. And it feels like once you do all that work, like absolutely nothing happens. So we're up here by ourselves in the top lane. Abathur's right over here, so I guess we'll just kill him. Yeah, you better run. You better run. Yep, I'm chasing you. I'm chasing you with all of my guns and everything. Notice I didn't yell kill the slug. My throat kind of hurts today. Kind of going back to that. Not sure if I'm getting sick because of all this stress or what, but I don't know. I don't want you guys to think that I'm losing my drive to play this game, because that is absolutely not the case. Absolutely not the case. And I worry about that. I remember a while ago on Reddit when I was sick one time and didn't post a video. I fucked up so bad here. Didn't post a video for like a week. I just accepted that death, I guess. I thought I had my thrusters and I did not. I didn't post videos for like a week because I was like in bed recovering, and I just happened to go on the Heroes of the Storm Reddit. I've talked about this before. And people were like, I need a YouTuber that uploads content because MF Pallytime sucks. He never uploads. And I was like, but I'm sick. What do I do? So that death could have been completely avoided, and I'll tell you how. So essentially, the zombie walls from Nazebo, they have hit detection on them, so you're actually able to push them back with your concussive blast. I used it just a moment too soon, which allowed them to close in on me and then block me in completely, and I had no way to get out. On top of that, I thought I had my thrusters, which I did not. I did not have my thrusters. So I'm in a defensive spot right now because my team doesn't seem to be grouping up too much at all. So I'm just going to try to keep this safe for the time being. Having this Immortal protected by a Sergeant Hammer is pretty damn strong. Obviously, I can't hit that other side, but now that my team's together, I'm going to start to move in with them. Uther doing the right thing. Looks like the team wants me to attack the Immortal, so I will do just that. We're going to siege up right here and start wailing into this guy. They're going to try to defend this without me. I mean, if this is what they want to do, I will let them do it. We need to continue to mine ourselves up, though, every time it's off cooldown. And now Jaina Proudmoore coming in yet again. We are going to pop First Aid, and the team is coming in for some assistance. That's basically the reason you pick First Aid versus Meiji comps. Makes perfect sense, because they can do all that burst damage to you, and then they have quite a bit of a cooldown after that. So you want to use that time to heal up with that First Aid. Jaina and Kael'thas were really, really good at countering Sergeant Hammer in the past because, quite frankly, they just excel at killing stationary targets. I mean, they can do all of that AoE damage on command in a single location. The monk getting overexcited, jumping into the entirety of our team. We are going to push her out, or push him out, completely kill him, actually, as Jaina and Nazebo coming back into the fray. Looks like we are going to get another Immortal. I just tried to boost there, and it didn't work. And now I'm going to boost now, and it's going to work just fine. The Regen Orb did heal us. Uther was healing us, but I was stunned by the Muradin. As you can see, very, very, very rusty on Sergeant Hammer. We're getting back on the saddle. We're getting back on the saddle. Like I said, I'm trying the #1 build on HoTs right now because I don't have experience with Hammer. And then I'm going to give... you know, my feedback based on what we saw today. The #1 ultimate, no surprises here, Napalm Strike. People love Napalm Strike because you can fire it off several times in a single battle. Also on this Abathur. Also on this map, it makes a lot of sense to pick up Napalm Strike simply because the Immortals are going to be stationary as well. So every... Oh my god, this is a 6-second cooldown. I thought it was like 10 or 12. So every 6 seconds, I can fire off a spot on the ground that is going to be dealing quite a bit of damage to anyone who walks into it. As you can see there, Jaina walking through it, missing a lot of health all of a sudden. Why do you think that is? It's because napalm is the shit. Earthquake coming down from the friendly Thrall, the perfect ultimate for Sergeant Hammer, and we're going to start to pick apart this enemy team. I did pop first aid there. I was trying to... Wow, Thrall got killed instantly too. I was trying to have faith in my team's positioning and what they were doing. Zagara running deeper into the enemy team's base with Jaina and Muradin coming down from below. She's not getting anywhere. Also, actually, Muradin hopping over the wall there potentially could have been a mistake. It would have made more sense to actually come around because... Oh, my Skype's not on D&D. Oh, look at me. I think it comes through another sound. I think it comes through another sound device, but, you know, whatever. Making our way back up to the top lane. We are just going to reinforce this, wait for the next immortal thing to happen. Kind of like Jim Raynor, a lot of playing Sergeant Hammer is just knowing what you can and cannot live through. And in order to gain that experience, you have to sit there in siege mode and see who you can outdamage. I mean, honestly, that's the only way to do it. The enemy team's starting to enclose on us up here. Don't worry, we have the Napalm Strike. We're going to lay that right down in the middle of the lane and then use our auto attacks to kind of spread damage out. The team is moving up now, and we are going to follow. We'll just put some mines in front of these guys and auto attack them down. That seems totally fine. Still no sign of the next immortal wave. Here we go, finally. We'll throw out a napalm. Try to get in here on this Nazebo, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. The seven-sided strike coming out from the enemy monk. We're going to siege up after that and try to take these guys down. I'm going to fire some napalm on top of the maw that Zagara threw out. That's going to deal damage to Nazebo right when he leaves, and I think, all things considered, that was actually a pretty good play. We took 2 members out of the enemy team right when the shrines were becoming active. Once again, firing napalm up top to help. I should have done that sooner. I feel like I should be opening with napalm. And now we're going to kill the immortal. We're already in a good position with this siege mode, and we're just going to fire our napalm strikes on top of them. We have a Sonya on our team that built for auto attack damage. She has that Wrath of the Berserker going, so she is going to be able to rip that guy apart as well. Pretty interesting team dynamic here. Zagara, one of the best damage specialists in the game, especially in the laning phase. As far as poke, I was out of position. As far as poking the enemy team down, Zagara is like one of the best in the world at that. We are going to get stunned here. I'm going to try to hold my ground. The seven-sided strike coming out, though, and wow, we're going to get deleted. Wow. We went from about 20% health down to no health. That may have been the damage of the gargantuan spawning. I actually did hit first aid there. Once the seven-sided strike happened, I should have hit my mount and pieced out of there, but you know what? We're learning, and I can honestly say I'm learning from every single death that I've had. Which is how I approach this game, by the way. Whenever I lose a game, I always make a point of mentioning, you know, you learn more from your losses than your victories. And deaths are exactly the same. As long as you can figure out why you died, then it was a good death. Alright, so we once again have taken over the Immortals. Oh, excuse me. No, the enemy team has taken over the... No, that's us. Well, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I'm really out of it today. I'm hoping all this stress didn't make me sick. Unfortunately, I did miss out on those regen globes in the middle, but we're going to try to get away from this. Just going to napalm strike, walk away, lead them into our mines. I actually think I might die here. Here comes the first aid to keep me alive, and we'll just back out. So, the Immortal pushing bottom lane. Here we go. We're going to sippy cup. Not because we had to, but because it was convenient. And try to move in here. Try to move in here. I don't think I should siege because there's a Muradin and a Jaina, but we can just continue to poke them with the napalm strike. You know, napalm does add a lot of versatility to Sergeant Hammer, actually, because, you know, in a position like this, we're going to do more damage if we're sieged. I don't think anyone's going to, you know, argue with that, but with the napalm strike, we can actually just poke away at them, which is something that Sergeant Hammer lacks when she has to be mobile. So that's an interesting way of looking at that ability. The monk did use seven-sided strike all over the face of Uther, which did completely take him out of the fight, and now they're pushing back against us. We do have the concussive blast, and we're going to blast in front of us. Unfortunately, first aid was on cooldown. The enemy team was able to surround me there and take me down. Nazebo is my favorite character. to play against Sergeant Hammer on, and pretty much you just saw why right there. Yes, Hammer can get out of zombie walls, but the walls do delay Hammer quite a bit, and it allows your team to collapse on top of Hammer, which is really what their strategy should be around every turn. If you let me go unchecked, I can do more damage than anyone else in the entire game from a distance that you can't handle. So whenever a team fight happens, it's going to become more and more important for my team to protect me as this game progresses. Thrall, once again, did pick up that ultimate. We're going for graduating range here. Did pick up his Earthquake ultimate, which is great for protecting Hammer. I love that ultimate. I know a lot of people think that Sunder's the better choice, but dude, Earthquake's where it's at. Tell you what. I'll tell you what. So we're going to siege right here, I think. Graduating range will increase our range every couple of seconds, but it looks like they're going to be backing out. I personally like the hover mode a lot more. And I mean a lot more. I think hover mode is great. Looks like Uther died again. He's doing that a lot. He's doing that a lot. Uther has a lot of deaths. He keeps walking into the enemy team pretty hard. Hover mode is the talent I prefer at level 16 because it lets you move while you're in siege mode, which is really strong. I mean, crazy strong. We can siege up right here and then just start attacking this. This is a relatively safe location. Granted, we can't see if anyone's flanking us, and the enemy team is about a mile ahead on this kill. We don't even have our entire team here yet, so we are absolutely going to be in defensive mode here. A pretty good maw goes out. We are getting hit by the 7-sided strike. Now focusing down the enemy team's monk, spamming the napalm, getting it ready to go. We're going to push back Muradin here and take him out of the fight as well. Just like that, we are able to get a quadra kill on the enemy team, now moving in for offense. My positioning there was pretty good. That's the advantage to graduating range. You can set up in a spot that's maybe a little bit further back than you normally would. I was basically in a spot where my entire team was blocking the enemy team, and then over time, this range is going to increase. From right here, I can hit both of these immortals, so I can simultaneously defend and attack the enemy team right now. You save this. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, regen globes. We need to get those. Looks like Uther got them. Oh, yeah, buddy. Making our way up to the top lane. We're going to push top while the immortal is pushing bottom. This is going to force the enemy team to choose what they want to defend. I wish there was a way of seeing what your graduating range was going to be. You can see here again, I'm positioning so I'm not going to have to move up. I'm very safe here, and any moment now I'll be able to attack the enemy team's defenses without them being able to stop me at all. Once again, my friendly team in here doing work. We need to fire off the napalm every chance we get. This is going to do some extra damage. And now that Nazebo is walking into our range, we can start to melt him down as well. Look at this damage between myself and the Hydralisks of our friendly Zagara. Look how much damage those are doing. I mean, and that's from ultimate safety here. That really does bring home the fact that Sergeant Hammer is like almost 100% about positioning. And graduating range does help you position a lot easier. You just have to plan ahead. It's a different play style from hover mode for sure. For sure. We can fire out a napalm here, maybe help out. I'm trying to focus the turret down though. That's my main concern. My range is actually probably going to increase enough to allow me to help with this, but it looks like that's going to take a little bit too long. I'm on the other side of this wall here. Not too worried about it. We are going to be going for Nexus Frenzy, one of the strongest talents you could imagine on Sergeant Hammer because it increases our attack speed. Look at this. We were able to melt down the enemy team's Jaina. Now we're going to be able to melt down the enemy team's Monk. Where do you think okay, we have to reposition now. Muradin coming in. The stun is going to miss. Good. Okay, that was getting a little sketchy there at the end. But this allows my team to push up farther than they would be able to otherwise. If you know, let's say if I was a Vala or something, yeah, you'd be doing about the same damage, but you really do get some defensive capabilities on Sergeant Hammer, and it really is a unique play style compared to everyone else in the entire game. I do need to use my mines more when I'm just sitting still. I've already noticed that, and I need to use my napalm more. But honestly, most people are out of my range so long that using napalm doesn't always make a lot of sense. Not always. But we can come in here and just start dealing some damage to the enemy team's core. We should probably, you know, we can stand here in the middle maybe. Let's just throw a napalm out, see what he does. Yeah, even without sieging up, I mean, our auto attack damage is really, really strong. Looks like the team's leaving, so we're going to start boosting out of here. We are stunned by the enemy Muradin, but we should be okay. Another napalm going out. Now that I made that mental reminder, or that verbal reminder to do that, we should be firing that off quite a bit. Now positioning here, I hope our Uther keeps me alive. Looks like he's going to, and now we are already in range of the core, which means this is probably going to be a win. As we get a quadra kill on the enemy team yet again. So once again, I know I'm super rusty. There's a ton of room for improvement with how I was playing here today. I personally think our Uther should have gone for a Divine Shield. In this particular setup, when you have two relatively squishy frontline heroes, Divine Shield is pretty strong. But then again, the stun also increases our kill potential. We had some pretty good mauls from that Zagara that allowed me to set up with my positioning and then napalm strikes on top of that. So it's pretty good. I feel like that went relatively well. Certainly not pro-level play from my Sergeant Hammer, but it went pretty well. So once again, the talents: Regeneration Master. I guess it makes you tankier and allows you to sit back and trade a little bit more. I don't know about that one though. Maelstrom Shells increases basic attack range by 20%. I definitely felt the effects of this and I liked it. First aid seems pretty necessary because you have to be so defensive. Napalm Strike, one of the best ultimates for Sergeant Hammer. There's only 2 to pick from, so it's not hard to be one of the best. I do like the Orbiting Bullet though. But it's more of a siege thing for sure. This is a team fight ultimate, the Napalm Strike. And the fact that it has such a low cooldown actually does allow you to split push pretty damn good as well. Giant Killer increases our damage versus enemy heroes by a percentage of their maximum health, always really strong. Graduating range for all of the reasons I talked about in today's video. Personally, I like hover mode more, but that's just personal preference. You could also go for Stone Skin at this level if you needed to be a little bit tankier, but sieging is going to be a little bit more difficult. And then Nexus Frenzy at level 20 increases your attack speed and range by 20%. Fuck off. Like, why would you not pick that? It's amazing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This is Sergeant Hammer in the game today as we know it. I like this skin a lot. The Orbiting Bullet. Let me show you that really quick. The Orbiting Bullet looks so damn cool with this Sergeant Doomhammer skin. How do I could try this out, right? Oh my god, Sergeant. No, Shelby Doomhammer. Is it only in the skin? Is it only in the skin? What? Or in the bundle? No, here we go. Try it out. There we go. This is a great addition to the end of a video. I have everyone's attention right now. No one's closed the video at all. This was an informative and useful part of... useful allocation of everyone's time. Yeah. So let's get level 10 just so I can show you what the bullet looks like, because it's dope as fuck. It's dope as fuck. Yeah. Oh, I didn't pick it. Oh, man. Guys, I'm out of it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There we go. The Blunt Force Gun. If you upgrade it to level 20, it orbits around, but here you go. Let's fire it back at Malfurion. Take this, Malfurion. Is that cool? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Alright, guys. I'm done for today. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.